Mr. Reddington.
Afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So just a couple of questions. Counsel was asking you about psychosis. Apparently you've dealt with people, some of your patients, while you're working in the hospital that in fact were florid. They had psychosis and symptoms of psychosis?
Yes.
So you've dealt with people, is it a fair amount of people that would actually hear voices?
Yes, I've seen many patients that are hearing voices.
And were they, to your knowledge, were they involved with command hallucinations, things of that nature?
My patients in the past? Yes.
Yeah. A fair large amount of people that you've treated over the years that have suffered from command hallucinations, hearing voices, delusions, things of that nature, right?
In my career, yes.
Yeah. And do you know whether or not there had been any indication from Lindsay as to, well, in the hospital, having any delusions or psychosis symptoms of that nature, if you know?
So I saw her, she had only been in the hospital for a day and a half.
Right.
And I hadn't heard about any psychotic delusions
And that's
from anybody.
what you saw, though. I mean, as far as you, like, how often would you see her?
I see. I saw her one time.
Once. Okay. How long were you evaluating her?
Probably because she was intubated, it was
Just asking how long?
about 20 to 30 minutes.
20 minutes, 30 minutes? And a psychosis, is a psychosis, to your knowledge, something that has to continue, or does it stop?
It absolutely depends on the patient. It depends on their age, how many episodes of psychosis they have had. It depends on the type of psychosis we're seeing. For some people, they can have moments of clarity, absolutely, and for some, it can be more continuous. It really depends on the patient and their illness.
Okay. So basically, you're saying that it would be case-specific?
Yes.
All right. And in the 20 minutes or so that you had when you're dealing with Lindsay, were you aware of her prior medical and psychiatric history?
When we get consulted on a case, we...
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm asking, were you aware of her medical and psychiatric history?
I was aware of the portion that was in the medical record before I saw her. Okay,
so that would deal with, as far as postpartum psychosis?
Could you ask that question again?
When you looked at the medical record and
Yes.
when you were involved evaluating her on behalf of the hospital, because you weren't a psychiatrist that her mother or father had retained and asked to go see her, right?
Correct.
You were working for the hospital.
I was working for Brigham and Women's Hospital.
And you had spoken to a number of people before you interacted with her for the 20 minutes that you saw her while she was there for a month, right?
No.
Okay. Now, were you aware of her history of documented postpartum depression?
I was aware of mostly the postpartum anxiety that was in the record, yes.
And postpartum anxiety, the symptomology would be insomnia?
Yes,
And
can be.
did she have insomnia prior to seeing you for 20 minutes?
Yes.
And do you recall the length of time that she would be suffering from insomnia? Was it like a week, a day, a month, or what?
I don't recall the timing exactly.
Do you recall that at one point that she was on medication and actually went for 48 hours without sleep?
I don't recall that exactly from the record, that number.
Do you recall, in addition to the insomnia, that she was concerned as asking you if, in fact, her brain was broken?
She asked me, is my body broken?
Okay. Did you see in the records that she was concerned about the effect of the drugs and whether or not her brain was broken, quote unquote?
I did not see that language in the records.
How about acting on command hallucinations, conversations or statements to the effect that she was having thoughts of suicidal ideation? You knew that, right?
I did know about the suicidal ideation, yes.
How many times did she express to people that she would tell people that she had been concentrating on committing suicide? If you know.
I don't recall the number of times.
So in any event, you know that she was insomnia, you know that there was a significant period of time that she was suffering from insomnia, you knew that she was expressing suicidal ideation. How about homicidal ideation? Did she express that?
Not from my review of the records.
Okay, would that be indicative of a person that could be in psychosis expressing concerns about homicidal ideation?
Objection.
No. Overrule, allow it.
Sorry, I don't know that question. Could you repeat that question?
Sure. Is that one of the factors that one would be concerned about as a psychiatrist if a person was expressing homicidal ideation?
I would be concerned about that as a psychiatrist.
And in fact, in this case, you knew at least about the suicidal ideation that she had been expressing, right?
Yes.
But you didn't know about any homicidal ideation she was expressing, right?
From the records or
Prior
from...
to coming to see you for 20 minutes.
I knew that there was an event that had occurred and that...
3 children died. That's the event you're referring to, right?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Next question.
Now, as far as the period of time that she was involved with, by the way, what's hypomania?
Hypomania is sort of the gradual increase towards mania, the symptoms that we see in somebody who might have bipolar disorder. And with bipolar disorder, we see mixed depression, and we see mania, and we see symptoms that kind of gradually increase to mania, and we call that period hypomania.
Did she exhibit, to your knowledge from the medical records, any periods of hypomania? Excessive cleaning, exercise, or activities, being awake at night, things of that nature?
At that moment, on January 26th, I don't remember reading about that.
Okay. Do you have any memory of reading about it at all? Other than that moment? As a treating physician, a doctor, psychiatrist?
I don't remember.
So what is your purpose at the hospital? I mean, you're not treating the person for any illness that they have as far as their mental condition, right? You're not treating them.
We are.
Oh, you are?
Yes.
So you're concerned about, obviously, their symptomology, if any, that they present at the time that you're looking at them and talking to them, or in this case, she couldn't talk, but...
She couldn't talk, and she was going into surgery, and we had recommended suicidal precautions. We had recommended trauma-informed care so that she was getting the care that she needed. She was going to go into surgery. And then after that, we were going to continue to follow her and assess her and make sure that we were evaluating her appropriately and making recommendations to the surgical team for the care that she needed.
You all set?
Objection.
Yeah. Next.
So when you're dealing with this person that's going into surgery, did you know what type of surgery she was going in for?
At the time, we knew that she was going into surgery for her spine.
Did you know what happened with her spine?
I knew that she had injuries to her spine.
Did you know that there was a transection injury, that her spine was basically exploded in T5, T6, other thoracic vertebrae fractured, including the cervical vertebrae up by her throat? You knew all that?
We were reading about it. It was all actively happening at that time.
Was she in pain?
Yes, I'm
Yes.
sure she was.
Was she on medication?
Yeah, she was on a few medications related to pain and blood pressure.
So she's brought into the hospital. You knew from reviewing her records as a psychiatrist that, in fact, she coded the day before, right?
I don't recall her coding the day before I saw her. I do recall from the records that she had a coding event after, I think on the 27th or 28th.
Okay, so you were not involved with her when she coded. Did you know that she had any events of that nature right after she was brought from the South Shore Hospital?
I don't know what you're referring to.
You know what a code is, right?
Yes.
Did she almost die before you saw her?
I think it was after.
Okay. How about perfusion, blood in the body and tubes being inserted into her chest? Did you know that from looking at the records?
I think that happened after, but I
was
don't
after.
recall because I don't have the records on me.
Okay. So did you know that she had massive transfusions?
Not at the...
On this jury that it was after she saw you that she coded, had transfusions, had double tubes put into her both sides of her lungs? It's your testimony that it was after she saw you? You don't know, do you?
My understanding is the surgery happened after I saw her.
Oh, the surgery did. I'm asking you about the massive transfusions. I'm asking you about the tubes being inserted so that the 300 milligrams or whatever it is of blood can be perfused or taken out of her chest cavity. I'm asking about whether or not you knew that she had coded. I'm not asking about the surgery. Obviously, that took place after you saw her, right?
Objection asked and answered.
No, overruled.
Because that's why you were talking to her, right? To see if she could make an informed consent to a surgery, I guess.
No, I was called for the suicidal ideation.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I thought you said that you wanted to talk to her about the surgery as well.
No.
The suicidal ideation continues to this day, does it not?
Objection.
Sustained.
Did the suicidal ideation that you were concerned about continue the time that she was in Brigham and Women's Hospital for a month?
I saw her one time.
Right, I know that, 20 minutes, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you know nothing about suicidal ideation after you saw her intubated and then laying in the bed, and then you talked to her as you've discussed with the jury, right?
That's correct.
That's it.
That's correct.
How about the cops? How many cops were there?
I don't recall.
There were some, right? There were armed men in that room, were there not?
I don't recall. I think they were outside the room, if I remember correctly, from 3 years ago.
Okay, I know it's been a while. Do you recall armed police officers being outside the room?
I think I don't recall.
Do you have any memory of any police officers being outside the room where she was laying in that bed?
I knew she was in custody, and generally in custody...
No, not generally. Let's talk about Lindsay Clancy.
I can't recall.
Okay. Did you know that she couldn't even have visitors in the sense that the police would not even let her mother or father visit with her?
I can't recall.
Did you know that when you were dealing with her, was she handcuffed to the side of the gurney or the stretcher?
She had a soft restraint, according to my documentation.
Soft restraints, okay.
Yes.
Did you have any conversation with the police at all?
No.
And after you spoke to her for 20 minutes, that really ended your involvement with Lindsay Clancy?